Okay. So colleagues, I think we should be good to. Oh my goodness. I studied the wrong thing for sure. Okay. I hope you're seeing their recording, right?
Yes.
Recording and transcription of
Some,
Oh, okay.
some
I think I should stop the transcription. Okay. All right. Should just record only. Okay. So we should be good to start our meeting. I want to believe that all of you have received the agenda and read through. Is that so? Such that I don't have to reread the agenda again. Okay, if it is so, so at this point, I would like to call the meeting to order, knowing that we are in here about 4 of us, and I think in this very capacity, we have a quorum to proceed with the meeting, which is good enough. So we have about 9 items in our agenda. The first one being welcome and call to order. The second being consent to agenda or agenda approval, and then remarks from the chair. Then we'll have minutes of the previous meeting. That is just like a confirmation of the section that talks about this emergency meeting particularly. And then we'll have a report of the executive director, not rather report, but actually presentation. And then this will be followed by a presentation by the finance and admin. The director in particular will be presenting on 2 things, annual strategic plan and then annual work plan, basically for the year 2022. And then the finance and admin will be presenting on the annual budget as well as a resource mobilization plan. So the 7th item will be reactions. And comments. After that, we'll have resolutions, after which we'll have closing of the meeting. And we have already spent more than 15 minutes, and we are going to stick to time. So we're going to make sure that everything we can finish within the remaining 45 minutes of this meeting. So just to start straight away, do we consent to the agenda of today's meeting? This had been sent earlier for your review and inputs ahead of this meeting. And I think I haven't received that yet. So can we approve this as the agenda for today's meeting?
Yes, I second that. I consent to the agenda.
Okay. Is there another person that would like to consent or either propose an input towards this agenda for today?
I think the agenda is okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. So following our agenda, our next item should be the chair's remark. And just to make it clear that our minutes taker, as you might know, is Mr. Benson, who is our executive director. To the chair's remark, I only have a few things to put forward about this meeting. One is to inform you that this meeting comes following the board meeting that we had late last year, around the 30th to 31st, when we had the board meeting, whereby we had the chance to review some of the priorities that had been developed by the management as to feed into the framework that will be guiding the organization as per 2022, going to 2023. And so it was proposed from that meeting that we should have a separate meeting where we can have some of these documents, after having been worked on by the management and refined, to be re-reviewed again by the management and approved for use. And so the purpose of this meeting is basically that, for us to review and approve some of these documents, which include the annual strategic plan, an annual work plan, a budget forecast for the year, and some kind of a resource mobilization action plan for the year. So yes, this is basically what we'll be doing. And in a very special way, I want to thank you all very much for sparing your time out of your very, very busy schedules to be in position to attend this meeting today. This is really amazing, and it shows the kind of passion that we all have towards this important work that we are doing to basically be in position to support our communities to live better lives. Both those that are in the refugee camp and even the host communities that we work with. And I think this is the kind of a passion that should continue as we continue with this work at this time. So next on our agenda is basically the minutes of the previous meeting. And I am at this point going to invite our minutes taker, Mr. Benson, to just read for us the action point or the resolution, basically regarding this meeting. And then we can then either put in an input or comment on it, or altogether we can still approve it and then move on to the next item. Mr. Benson?
Yes. Yeah, thank you. I respect the order of the meeting. Just going to be brief and specific. I believe that most of you must have read the minute, and probably, though I have not received some inputs on those minutes. Yeah, the minute, the meeting was named as end of year, Q4 board of directors meeting. It is the meeting reference is the SESI board 21, Q4, minute 2. The meeting started, the starting time was 12:25 p.m. The date of the meeting was 30th and 31st December 2021. The location of the meeting was Microsoft Teams. So the agenda was welcoming and calling to order, and then a call to order, the roll, a big quorum, and then the second thing was now the consent concerning the agenda, approval of minutes, chair's report, committee report, finance report, executive director's report, board business, adoption of harmonized board minutes tool, adoption of Microsoft Teams for virtual board meeting, finance reporting schedule, formation of finance and audit committee, then strategic discussions, and went into annual work plan and the budget, resource mobilization plan, board tour of SESI areas of operation, new business, announcements, comments, meeting closed, and then adjourned. So that was the agenda for the meeting that took 2 days, 30th and 31st. Yes, people present in the attendance was in day 1, we have Ayo Irene, Olero Topista, Ngeka Peace, Luata Emmanuel, Bida Simon, Vita Geoffrey, Chandiga Patrick, Benson Kemis. That is in day 1. And day 2, we have Ayo Irene, Oleru Topista, Vita Geoffrey, Chandiga Patrick, Benson Kemis in Soro. Members absent in day 2 was Angaika Peace. Yeah, and the minute take, of course, was myself. Now straight to this agenda of this today's meeting. I think it's agenda 6. Let me check.
Okay, as I want to welcome Geoffrey just joined us. Please, most welcome.
Yeah, just a moment. I'm looking for that agenda number for this particular meeting. Oh my God. Okay, in this agenda, oh my God.
Are you okay?
I am okay. The minutes are too many. I'm trying to locate the agenda for this particular meeting.
Okay. As you're still searching for that, you can let us know. I just want to welcome Peace and Geoffrey. Both of you can just say hi, like I don't know, 1 second, 2 seconds, depending.
Hi everyone. Thank you, Patrick, for welcoming me for the meeting, and thank you all. I've joined a bit late, but yeah, I'm here for the meeting. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Please.
Hello everyone.
Hi, Peace.
Good evening from here. I had difficulties joining in, but I'm here. Thank you so much.
Glad you could join in. Welcome. Benson, are you okay now?
Oh my God, my goodness. Nah. I could have read this thing probably.
It should be under strategic discussion. That was literally where all these were had. So, other UBs.
And the strategic discussion. Yeah. Under strategic discussion. Yeah. That is the chair proceeded to request. The meeting was adjourned for the following day on 31st. Reaction on the proposed committee, which started. Now, from there, we proceeded to key priorities for 2022-2023, which the report, the presentation touched something about the staff welfare scaling, structuring the organogram, and the key performance indicators for 2022-2023. So now, after the presentation, the proposal to strengthen the, now people went to discussing in agenda 6 and 7 were not discussed, and which was agenda 6 and 7 were not discussed, which includes annual plan and the annual budget and resource mobilization plan. So now the members resolved that where's the resolution here? Where is the resolution here? So in that discussion, so the members, the meeting observed that these documents be worked on, and then an emergency meeting be called in the fourth quarter, in the fourth week of January. So, and I think this is where before we reach to the, this fourth week of January, the meeting can be called to approve, to go through the annual plan, the resource mobilization plan, the strategic plan for the year. So, and that it was resolved then that week 4 can be the appropriate, and the members all agreed. And I think that is the agenda which brought us here. So the meeting was then closed in the second day at 3:11 p.m. East African Standard Time. So that is it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vincent, for that. Colleagues, at this point, I am opening up the floor for reactions. You can react to 2 items all at once. You can react to the communication of the chairperson, and you can react to the minutes. So as you unmute, I would request that you tell us what you're reacting to. If you're reacting to both or you're just reacting to one, would be good from you. The floor is open.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone, and good morning, Patrick.
Good afternoon, good morning.
Reacting, I don't know now to which particular one, but I'm just going to react. Yes, I just want to make like an inquiry.
Yeah.
Because I saw we are going to approve a strategic plan. Normally, a strategic plan has to range from 3 to 5 years, but we are having a strategic plan of 1 year. Because when we have a strategic plan, it is now the basis from where we're going to get our annual work plan and the budget coming out of the either 3 or 5 year strategic plan. So I was going to think that the best would have been if that strategic plan is to cover a period of 3 or 5 years. Maybe I'll stand corrected if I told there is already a plan in action. But if there's no strategic plan, then it would be right that the strategic plan covers a period of 3 to 5 years. If we feel 5 years is too much, then we can have 3 years, then it will be reviewed. The same with the resource mobilization plan. We cannot just have it for a year. It has to be a plan for 3 years, at least for the resource mobilization plan. It can run for 3 years, then it will be reviewed. So those are the things that I wanted us to put right before we can go into the other detailed discussion.
Okay, thank you so much. Is there another comment? Reaction, comment? Okay, so if there's no other reaction, I just want to respond to the question raised by Topista. So as it stands, we have a strategic plan, that runs from 2020 to 2023. And it's from this very strategic plan that we have the annual plans as well as budget forecasts developed. And we also have a resource mobilization strategy that runs from 2020 to 2023. And it's also from the same note that the action plan is to be drawn from. So that is just a heads up of this. And these were stuff that these documents, both of them, were approved by the outgoing board, and that was done last year. So these documents are literally the ones we are still working with, and we just need to make, they just need to draw from it the action plans, the budgets, as well as the action plan for resource mobilization. I hope that answers your question. We are not approving a new plan at all.
Okay, that is okay.
Thank you. Yes, and then the action points that were read from the minute, can we confirm them? If you're not reacting to the chair's communication, can we just confirm the minutes as true? Or if there are any changes at all that need to be made?
I believe those were correct, a correct record of the proceedings that day.
Can someone else second? Thank you, Topista. Members, can someone else second? So we don't run out of time before we actually start the actual stuff we're here for. Should I take the response from Topista as a confirmation for everyone? Would that be fair?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's noted. So the next item on our agenda is the strategic plan, as well as the annual work plan presentation by the executive director. And I just wanted to be very sure if all of us have read, such that maybe we can just give this as a period for giving in our inputs. But first, has everyone read these very documents that were shared? Everyone in Discord?
Personally, I was able to look at the budget, the work plan, and then the resource mobilization plan. But I briefly looked through the strategic plan, but not in detail.
Okay, thank you. Another person that looked through this? Peace, did you have time to look through the documents?
Yes, we actually worked on them together.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. So I had the chance as well to look through the documents. But yes, I wanted just to be sure that we do this with everyone's consent. Can we I think at this point we have another person that hasn't looked through these documents. Benson, can you be very brief with this and give in your presentation?
Okay, thank you very much, Chair. And I'm going to go to very specific areas, but I would urge that these documents are shared with us all. We should get time to go through them. And yeah, so basically, this is strategic plan. We call it 2022-2023. It is an annual strategic plan, which is extracted from the 3-year strategic plan. So in this regard, we could not add the new things here, apart from extracting exactly the core thematic areas based on the year, and then also adding the figures according to the budget, that the annual budget which has been drafted. So this is briefly to introduce that, but I would go to our thematic areas. But our thematic areas, our areas of focus still remain as peace building and reconciliation, which we work on that. Says work to promote peaceful resolution and disputes among the communities, both the refugees and the host. And then the other thematic area, the livelihood. Livelihood here, the aim is to build skills and support young people through vocational and the entrepreneurial skills training, trauma healing, and so on. Under education, our intervention here, our aim here is to promote girl-child education and early childhood development. This is something that we focus on when it comes to education. Of course, there are these cross-cutting issues like HIV/AIDS, eradication of gender-based violence, and among others. And then the fourth one is environmental management. We ensure that the stakeholders and well-wishers, together with them, we promote a green environment by planting trees and creating educations in the community. Our target people, primarily our target people through the activities. One are the refugees and the host community. But of course, these refugees are majorly from South Sudan and the Congolese, from Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, and the host communities. That's where we work, and in those respective districts. But specifically, refugee and the host communities, these are youth, children, women, and the other vulnerable groups. And then the local authority, the community organizations, and the associations. So I want to stop in that regard. I want to stop there. Our theory of change, we look into one, building trust. We want to make sure that there's a trust in where we work. When there's a trust, the risks are reduced. Where the risks are reduced, we see there's a what? Reduction of protection risks. Yeah, and then finally, we will have an enabling environment for healing and peaceful coexistence through this. This is our focus. That is how we want it to work, and that is what is in our mind. So, for 2022-2023, our focus is to see that we establish local youth enterprise to tap on support and transform youth creativity, creative ideas into reality. This is something very important, and it's core in this. And I also want to see that we equip girls with the vocational and the entrepreneurial skills and provide them space for income generating activity. That is the livelihood. For these are the two objectives. Under the peace building, we want to see that we develop the capacities of the refugee committee leaders, community leaders, as local ambassadors for gender-based violence mitigation through intensive trainings. This is what we want to see it happening in 2022. We also want to make sure that we provide psychosocial support. Under education, we want to see increase in girls' enrollment in all levels, from primary to secondary schools, so that girls go to school, they learn, and their knowledges and understanding are increased, and they can have, so that they have a value in the community. We make sure that we also organize back to school campaigns, so that everyone stays at school to reduce this rate of dropout. And of course, we provide them, where possible, scholarships to most vulnerable and promising girls in the community. These are two activities, objectives that we work towards to. In 2022-2023, under environmental conservation, we want to make sure that we support tree planting and the conservation in refugee settlements through organizing debates, community outreaches, meetings, music concerts, and all this. So these are our core for 2022 and 2023. So we have a financial forecast for 2022-2023. One, we want to see that we have operations, and these operations are projected to the total 321, 240, 200 million shillings. Salaries, we want to see that at least it is the forecast is 28,800,000. Office running costs, we want to see that it is 680,400 shillings. And then in transport, which is travels, it is 24 million Uganda money. So this is the focus to achieve these 4 thematic areas that we have to look at. So yeah, I don't want to read the others. I think to this, I want to stop there. Basically, as far as the annual strategic plan is concerned. So like I said, we did not remove things because it is something which is passed by the board, but we make sure that we have to add the new figures as a forecast for the year. Yeah. So thank you very much, Chair. Back to you.
Okay. Thanks for that. I don't know if everyone has been following in your respective computers or phones since this document has been shared, as said by Benson. He has had issues to do with logging in from his computer. I'm wondering if members have got any inputs or feedback towards the presentation that has been made by Mr. Benson.
Thank you, Chair.
Most welcome.
I would just wish that in the forecast,
yeah,
keep talked of operational costs, then he talked of salaries.
Yeah.
I think we could say maybe salaries fall under either administration or something like that.
Yeah.
So there is need to get a broader picture where we put salaries.
Yeah.
So if it says salaries, it's like it is its own, I don't know, broad. It has to be under maybe admin or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for that. Another person? Another comment? Any comment on the presentation made by Benson? You can just unmute and go ahead to speak. I know at times raising hand and stuff can be difficult with particularly Microsoft Teams. Benson, I see you're unmute. Did you want to say something? Colleagues, are you there actually? I'm literally not hearing anything. It feels like I'm talking to my computer right here.
I was saying the network responded from my computer, so I'm trying to log in from the computer.
Okay. Okay. Emmanuel joined us. Emmanuel, welcome.
Yes, I wanted to make a comment.
Yes.
Please, sorry for joining the I'm sorry for joining the meeting late.
No worries.
Because I had some issues with network connectivity and so on. I struggled not until I joined. I think we are talking about the work plan of this year.
Yeah. The work plan literally hasn't. He presented segments of it to be sure, but he hasn't presented the work plan as really as it's supposed to.
Yes, because I've been listening to him, and my contributions to that would be I'm closer to what the previous speaker made, because we cannot cost these things differently. We need to cost them the same in a something that underlies with the other one.
Yeah.
So what we will do, we will have to cost it as a lump sum, and then we will look at an administrative cost, and then maybe the finance team, like we are, we will have a breakdown of how salaries are supposed to be paid. We will have the breakdown in a separate sheet, but then we cost there as lump sum from what we have ascertained in that sheet. That is exactly my submission. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that submission.
Yes.
I think both of you have made great observations. Even I have noticed that there are some, for example, apart from that, some, I would say, inconsistency with forecasts and figures that are actually in the, for example, the resource mobilization plan, in the budget, and also in the strategic plan itself. Literally, they are for the same year, but none of them is matching. That is something that I have noticed as well. I think it would be good to keep some kind of a consistency that each document speaks to the other and they're just all the same. Is there another comment?
A comment I'd love to make.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Please
Yes,
proceed.
a comment I would like to make is in terms of the consistency of the documents.
Yeah.
Because a strategic plan is a bigger plan, maybe 5 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
And then yeah. Then we will have to extract each year we extract a small one that we can meet to meet the bigger plan. You understand?
Yeah.
We need to be extracting a smaller one that meets the bigger one. So a strategy is a bigger thing. Then a plan is just like a yearly thing.
Yeah.
So that is what I was talking about. So we develop our documents depending on that kind of a strategy so that they will be consistent.
Yeah. That's
Basically that is my submission. Then there was a submission by Topista on email that I saw for the resource mobilization strategy, which I really liked it.
Yeah.
That we needed to adopt.
Yeah.
She developed some framework on the email that we needed to now respond to it at least as soon as possible. Basically those are my observations I have made. It was a brilliant idea that she brought. I really liked it. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, thank you for
you're welcome.
that feedback. Okay.
Yes.
Can we just a quick question as well regarding the budget forecast? Did everyone have a look at the budget forecast? At least someone for sure that I know here that has worked on this document is Peace themselves, Peace herself and Benson. These two themselves have worked on it, but I had the chance to look through it. Yes, yes, Benson.
No, it's fine. Continue. Otherwise, what I was trying to say was that yes, we have the annual strategic plan. We also have the annual work plan, which those things that we want to achieve are being put in the annual work plan. They are being broken into pieces. I was suggesting that maybe we as we wrap up everything, we bring reactions, particularly on those block things. We could have gone to the annual work plan, which has more of the things detailed. Then the reaction will become there general so that it is interrelated. It was
that's good. That's good. That's good. Actually, I was thinking of sharing it since you have difficulty sharing from your screen. Just sharing it so members can quickly look through. But yes, Peace, I think you should get prepared to give just a very quick presentation. But if everyone except for Peace herself and Benson, if everyone has looked through the budget, I would really think that there would be, for instance, in this case, no need to present it, but rather we can give in our submission towards the budget. If every one of us have looked through, for sure, since we already have no time. We have like very limited time for sure. And after this, we have to make real conclusions.
Yes, Chair.
Yes.
I looked through the budget and the work plan.
Yeah.
Actually, the first submission I would like to give is that since we have the strategic plan, there would be no need really to develop annual strategic plans because we already have a strategic plan. So our focus for now should be the annual work plan and the budget because these are derived from the strategic plan. So when I looked at those two documents, they really tried to put a lot of effort and came up with a very good document. Except they still have some work to do because there were items which were missing in the budget. Yet they have budgetary implications in the work plan. They are in the work plan, but they are not in the budget. And then on the issues of salaries, budget only had what we intend to do on recruitment. But the budget should have had something like staffing. You have an organogram. You need to look at all the details in the organogram, whether we are going to raise enough money to support them or not. But it is important that they appear in the what? In the annual budget. Because now if someone came up and said, we want to give you this money, and then you don't have it in your budget. So it's better to have something there. And whether it is not supported, it's still okay. Then the work plan and the budget should speak the same language so that when someone is following from the work plan to the budget, they are not confused in the middle. They should be able to follow the activities and they should be able to correspond. So those were the few things that I noticed, and I even recommended to them. So I believe if they worked on those areas, then the two documents would be able to speak the same language.
Thank you so much. That's a very valuable input right there. Peace, would you like to respond to that?
Thank you so much. Well, the document was shared, and I received that feedback from Madame Topista, and we're working on it. The difference came in because when I was working on the budget, we changed a few things. Okay, the language, the main thing is the same, but the difference is the language. So the budget was bearing a different language from the plan. But I'm going to work on that. Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to work on.
Okay. Does the one shared already have these comments incorporated?
It has a few because it didn't have the activity objectives. The first one I shared to Madame Topista didn't have the objectives. And then we all added the objectives. So we're going to work on the staffing and the other activities that don't match with the plan.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that. And also, I think this is a very valuable feedback that we can take into focus. As I was looking through these documents, I realized they would really take a lot of time for us to look at them for sure. And also, I would really think, I looked through the resource mobilization plan that was worked on, and I think I have a list of stuff for sure that really need as my feedback, for example, into it. So I would think in the same tone, like Topista, that let's for now focus on the annual plan as well as the annual budget. The annual plan has already been shared, the work plan. I'm very sure some of you have looked through it. I really don't have much to comment on that one particularly, but I would encourage that if we have any feedback into it, it would be very good for the purpose of making sure that we provide valuable feedback that can help them in improving these documents. But yes, this is really open to your own feedback and comments. Yes, and just I want to remind us that we have only 10 more minutes to go. And after that, we'll have to end this meeting for sure. Is there any other comment first towards the, let's say, the budget? It's clear that all of us have looked through the budget, which is very good. And I think we need to do that. Yes. Ruate, please proceed.
Basically, thank you very much. I would like to make comments on the budget.
Yeah.
Specifically on the first item.
Yeah.
When we look at the budget, that first item, conducting needs assessment.
Yeah.
Among the refugees and host communities in Bidi-Bidi, Lobule refugee camps and Koboko municipality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
yes.
What I wanted was like there are a few things we need to change here.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Like the data collectors. To me, it sounds it doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right. That kind of English. We should say instead we say enumerators.
Exactly.
Yes, we instead of data collectors, we say enumerators because these are people who are going to collect data for us.
Yeah.
That is the first observation I've checked there in the budget.
Yeah.
Then smartphones is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The seventh item in that same box. The smartphones for data collection. I really don't understand these smartphones. Are they going to be purchased or they are going to be hired?
Yeah, that's
yes.
For
sure. Are they going to be purchased or hired? Because it's not very specific. Yes.
Yeah.
It is like smartphones, but then I don't know how these smartphones, if they're hired or purchased. So we need to be very clear in that budget.
Yeah.
If we are hiring them or we are buying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Then data collecting tools.
Yeah.
Then data collecting tools.
Yeah.
We will say we develop development of data collection tools. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, those are my submissions there in that budget.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. I think that's a very good feedback there. If you're purchasing smartphones, then should be purchase of smartphones. If you're hiring it, then should be hire of smartphones. And I think there are many other items, for instance, maybe within there that we might have to as well make them more specific. Okay. Is there another comment, particularly on the budget and on the work plan? Is there a comment on the work plan? I wanted to share the work plan, but I believe that all of us have looked it through, probably in the same way like the budget. But yes, I stand to be corrected. If you haven't, please feel free to speak up. Yes, I see Emmanuel, your hand is up.
Yes, I want to just make a brief clarification in terms of this.
Yeah.
Because a strategic plan is a plan that takes more years, maybe more than a year.
Yeah.
But let me say a strategy is something that takes more years, but a plan takes only a year. So we need to separate between the two. Yes.
Yeah.
We need to separate between the two because I was seeing some confusion that we have a strategy of 2022, and then we also have a plan. A strategy can be maybe for 2022 to maybe 2026.
Yeah.
Which is a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
And then a plan, and the plan can be only for this year, so that we achieve in every financial year we will have to reduce this thing, and then we bring it so that we achieve the bigger one.
Yeah.
So that is the correction I needed really to make, so that we come to the same pace. Yes.
Thank you. I think
Thank you.
Thank you. That is really noted. That is really noted. And I think the first thing on my list of comments, particularly on two things, the strategy and resource mobilization, were that very corrections as well. But yes, that has come out very clear. That is very good. Colleagues, I think we have less minutes to go. So now that we have contributed, given our reactions towards the two major items for now, the action plan or the work plan, particularly for the year 2022, and then the budget forecast for the year 2022. What should be our resolution? Do we say still they have to incorporate some of these inputs before we can have this approved? Or what exactly can we have as a resolution as of this meeting, particularly regarding the two items? And the others will definitely have to follow up and see how we can really work with them to see that we can achieve some form of consistency. And I have seen the document that was shared, and it was good by Dr. Krista. Yeah, and it actually complements already the strategy which we already have. Yes. Yes. I'm sorry about that. I had someone knock on my door. Yes. Colleagues, what should be our resolution regarding these two major items?
Yeah, can I?
Sure. Please go ahead.
Yeah. On behalf of the management, it had never been easy to come up with particularly the work plan and the budget itself.
That's true.
And I want to commend all of you who made it possible to put comments, on particularly those two documents.
Yeah.
Because these are working tools that we cannot do without them.
Yeah.
I would propose that they can be worked on a daily basis, it can be improved on a daily basis, and unlike the strategic plan, which is set as a fixed. So my idea here is that the board moves a motion to pass this, to approve these documents, because these are documents, so that it guides us, and these comments that have been made, others had put it in written, others commented on them. We have taken note of it, and we will incorporate. And we give ourselves a little time, like as soon as possible, we can be able to share the final version. But of course, we still call it a working document that we can improve them on a daily basis. So this is my humble request as we gear towards that. And then on the resource mobilization, we have the resource mobilization. It's also a 3-year document. But of course, looking into the current dynamics, we saw the need to improve it more further and further. So that's why the initial thing that we had was to share a roadmap. We had a 1-page document, and we look at that as a roadmap to give us a direction, because we knew that there's that strategic plan. But of course, I would also request the forum here is that this strategic, this resource mobilization plan, we can continue also building it until it is, because we cannot do also without it itself. So this is my, if people have not talked about it, but already there were comments which were made immediately after us sharing that. There were already comments, and we have already worked on some of these comments. And have shared. I think we shared it today, though it is not complete because there are certain things we needed the budget. Some of the things requires the budget, and then we establish the current funding that we have, and then what needs that are there. So those are all working tools. This is what I can speak probably on behalf of the management, and to see that we move forward. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Benson has moved a motion to have the documents passed or approved by the board with, of course, terms that it will be reviewed. It will have some of the inputs that have been made in this forum incorporated into the meeting. Is there anyone that is supporting or seconding this motion? Yes, that has been moved by Benson. I see, Emmanuel, your hand is up. Is that a new hand or old hand?
This is a new hand.
Okay.
Yes. Basically, I wanted to make comments on the motion.
Yes.
And we see how best we can draft these documents.
Yeah.
Our plan, our resource mobilization plan is okay.
Yeah.
For me, I don't see anything there. What we need to do is just to improve it better in the resource mobilization plan, because we have to draw it yearly. Every year we draw a different resource mobilization plan. Yearly we have to draw resource mobilization plan. Then on the budget, there are things we need to improve. One, we have to take into consideration that when we're drafting a budget, there are fluctuations in prices. I think we understand this fluctuation in prices. When you're drafting a budget, you need to be, it's like bidding. Okay, in bidding, you don't overestimate and you don't also underestimate. Yes, these are observations I needed to make before we can move that motion. Yes, before Benson's motion. So we don't need to overestimate and underestimate. Then thirdly, those documents are okay. Only that we just have to improve on them. Jointly. It needs a collective kind of a thing. Maybe we can schedule some time. We share these things on email, and then we can be doing it. Someone brings an idea, improves it, shares with the other one, like that. Yes.
Thank you so much.
So basically, those are my observations.
Okay. Thank you
so
much.
Thank you.
I think those observations are noted. Peace, Benson are listening. I'm very sure you have taken note of that. So is there anyone that is seconding the motion that has been moved by Mr. Benson? We only have 4 minutes, and we have to get this done, unfortunately, within that time. Yes, I see a hand up, Emmanuel.
I will say yes, but it's subject to review.
Subject to review, yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, yes, but subject.
That has seconded. Can we have another person to second?
Yes. I think it is okay. We can approve. As we give them time to incorporate the suggestions. And then the final signing will come after all that is done. Because right now the year has started. If a donor, let's say, came now and said, you have a work plan and a budget, then you'd be at a loss. But if we approve pending now the incorporation of those comments, I think that would go to me.
Okay. That is okay. All right. So minutes taker and colleagues, board members in this meeting, I hope that I have gotten it very clear that we are resolving that we pass these documents, but subject to incorporation of the revisions that will be made to these very documents, and the signing will only be done after these revisions have been made to the said documents. Is that correct?
Yes, it's well noted. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Topi?
I was just saying that is correct.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, I think if that is our resolution, please, our minutes taker, please take note of that. And from my end, I will be basically working with you as well to see that we can work on some of these documents together and see that we can streamline some of this such that we can have some kind of consistency and coherence within the documents. Yeah. Colleagues, at this point, our time has really elapsed and we only have 1 minute to go. At this point, I'm just going to give each one of us some seconds to say his or her comments, final comments, before we can have this meeting ended. Each one of us, sure, everyone is going to have this chance. You just have 20 seconds, you said, and that's fine.
Thank you, Chair. My final comment
Yes.
is about the submission of the documents and the duration of the submission of the documents and the time for the meeting.
Yeah.
So sometimes you may find yourself in a situation where you're not able to look at a document if it is submitted a few days to the meeting for whichever reason comes up. So it would be good if they are submitted earlier so that someone can at least get time to review and come to the meeting when it's prepared. Otherwise, it will be very embarrassing that you've not read and attend the meeting. It takes a lot of time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is very true. We need to make sure that some of these documents are submitted earlier. Our minutes taker, please note that. Yes, the next person. Yes. Emmanuel, please proceed.
I would say thank you to each and everyone who has joined the meeting and devoted his or her time to be here in the meeting.
Yeah.
It's a good thing for us to sit together and share ideas so we can develop our communities.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. I request that we continue with this spirit to the end.
Yeah.
Secondly, I would say on these documents, because I said yes, I approved them, but then I said it is subject to review.
Yeah.
But we needed to streamline it and give a deadline.
Yeah.
Like the previous speaker said, we needed to streamline so that they would be given. This would be given at least to us earlier, and then we go through them. But what I request is, all the comments and so on should be incorporated there. those necessary comments which are which were made should be incorporated in all those documents. Yes. In case of anything, we will be there on for consultations on phone and so on. Otherwise, thank you to everyone.
Thank you so much. That is really noted. And just to be sure with this, I'm going to work very closely with Benson, at least within the first 1 week after this meeting, to make sure that we can have these documents shared with you as well. Someone else, please proceed. Yes, please proceed. You have the floor. Please be brief.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
First of all, I would like to appreciate everyone for the inputs put towards the budget and the strategic plan.
Yeah.
And secondly, I want to apologize for probably sharing the documents late. Well, last week has been a busy week for us here in the office. We have been preparing for audit, we are submitting proposals and catching deadlines, and alongside working on this bulk document. So it was really a hard thing. That's why we sent in late, but next time we're going to do that a little earlier and share. We know the importance of sharing it earlier, but we didn't do it intentionally. We were a little tight, that's why. But next time we shall share it earlier. Sorry for that. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you so much. I think that is really noted. Benson?
Yeah, I want to say thank you all who managed to be part of this meeting. And I want to repeat a word one of the members said, that it's always good to come together like this and share ideas. It's very important, and that will make us move in the same page. We commit to making our best to see that these comments are incorporated. And at least the first week from this meeting, I think we'll make sure that we share these documents and with everyone. And the one thing that I will request is that when these documents are shared with you, please, it is shared for a purpose. Get time, go through it, do it, and give us the comments. If you cannot put it in written, you can make a phone call as well. So that we can be able to make these documents a better document for us to use in this year. Secondly, one of the things which I want to remind us is that in our previous meeting we talked about audit, internal audit, and so on. So, and I think most of our things now, our engagement is drawing closer and near. I mean, the too much engagement is at least reducing. So we will be very soon now engage the finance and the audit committee to see that the internal audit, the institutional audit, is done as soon as possible. So to you all, I want to say thank you very much for your time, and thank you also for your valued comments.
Thank you so much, Mr. Benson. That is really helpful. Colleagues, from me, I want to thank you very much for joining us for this meeting today. We had a very short time, but the contributions and inputs in this meeting were extremely helpful. Thank you very much. And I think we just need to keep up with that spirit. PC, you still have your hand up. Is that a new hand or old hand?
It's an old hand.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So from me to you, I want to wish you a very good day. And thank you so much for turning up for this meeting. I have another meeting to run to at 9:30, and they're already waiting for me. So physical meeting, not online meeting. So thank you very much for turning for this meeting. We are going to share the minutes of the meeting with you, and as well as the documents, the refined documents as promised. Thank you very much and have a very good day.
You too have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.